So yeah, with this lineup for Smart Omega, they just want that space, taking the objectives just to give space for Kelra in the early game, and for TNC, they really have to focus on giving space as well to their gold laner.
I feel like this is going to be a game where there's a lot of I want to say unnecessary, but okay, let's just say a lot of pressure on Ben Things and Cram to really disrupt Omega's team fighting here. But and look at them, they're sticking together right away.
They are doing what Omega did on the early game, having the tank or the pos 5 on the XP lane. So it is a nice start actually for TNC on this game. So I'm really looking forward for Omega. It's expected that Kelra will do double laning as early as the first turtle, because the turtle will be on the XP lane side. So things are slow, but something will be ultra fast later on with the turtle objectives, knowing that this is marksmen that are expected to be as much as possible activated on the mid to late game.
And let's see if that early rotation by Ben Things onto the XP lane to help Cram against Renzio will be enough to get them a little bit of an edge, as the rotational path of King Kong ends up with him going to the XP lane. Let's see if he can do a bit of disruption there as well. Mikko using the Guardian's Barrier to try and control the mini waves a little bit, to keep Stone a little bit safer under tower. Good call there. And now I think might see a big explosion come the first turtle.
Yeah, they might try to lock down. This is similar to what happened in game 1. Cram, though, getting a heavy spin into the wall. This is the setup they're looking for. Can't be able to escape. Can't escape from that one. No Dragon Form available. So they already get the first blood. Kelra also has to flicker out. All this leading in that first turtle of the game. And Smart Omega in good prime position to go ahead and start it up.
It's the same execution, same plays, actually same target for Smart Omega, although there's going to be a trade possible at bottom lane.
Yeah, there's nothing Kelra can do here to escape this. 3 members there now. They got to watch out for Stone too. The answer also from Mikko. They're just going to hold down the turtle a bit longer, but there you go. Turtle secured by Ryzen.
So there's a trade after a trade here, but the thing here is for TNC, they were able to secure a kill against Kelra. So there is going to be a bit of a delay for Kelra's rotation, possible at laning, and even the outer turret energy shields from Ninja Killa. So later on, we will be seeing Ninja Killa to be part of the team fight, or they really have to force Ninja Killa to be part of the team fight to go for that gold conversion. So wow, again,
same thing, same setup.
Same.
Yep.
Same, but different, but still same. Omega, they're just bullying Cram, but here comes King Kong.
Oh man, King Kong. Wow. So he thought he had the kill there. Luckily, Ryzen was still there to help out. There's going to be the Way of the Dragon committed to Stone just fine here. So you can see, TNC, it's same, right? From game 1, things are starting to basically fall in place here for Smart Omega, and TNC trying to find moments themselves, but they're more so reacting to everything that Smart Omega is doing.
And also actually for Smart Omega, what's really nice is every lane is working independently as of the moment. So all of them has their own spaces. If there is, actually Ryzen is the only player that rotates that wants a kill. Again, for TNC right now, they want to disrupt this type of system that Omega has been bringing, because yes, there are trades in terms of the kills, maybe even on the outer turret energy shields, but the farming or the jungling pattern of Omega hasn't really been disrupted since the start of the game, and we might see later on those plays coming in from Smart Omega that is focused against Goyo.
TNC, I think one of the things they could also work around is the fact that they know Omega are always looking to pressure the heck out of Crab. Actually, maybe they'll stop that now, knowing that they've already built a considerable enough lead. As look at them just shred through this turtle. TNC, they won't be able to contest this at all.
This is full-on team effort here. Just quickly securing the second turtle of the game for Smart Omega. TNC, no answers.
Yeah.
And this is what we were talking about. When you have a Joy in the jungle against this kind of lineup, it's going to be difficult to even get in range to contest these objectives.
Knowing that the other jungler is more on the crowd control, but wait.
There's the Way of the Dragon. Mikko going to go ahead and flicker out. Cram on the chase, though. Wild Charge used as well. TNC now on the board again here, finding a kill against Mikko. So They find a little bit of hope. They still got work cut out for them, though, with this lead.
Again, for TNC, these are the kills that they need, but there was a trade actually. Renzio was able to clear the minion wave on the top lane, so I believe for TNC right now, they just really have to force any objective that they can get against Omega on this game.
Oh man, Ben thinks. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to escape that. Didn't expect everyone even to be there. Still, he's going to fall. They did hold on to that tier 1 too. It looked like, you know, TNC really wanted to make a play there, but it was just stopped from the answer from Smart Omega.
Yeah, and now TNC will have their, well, fronts against the wall because Mikko just threw a wall in their faces. And look at it, Mikko taking damage but just providing space to make sure that they get a lot of damage in that turn, a little bit of pressure there, but TNC still hold on. So I wouldn't be surprised if the next few minutes Omega are just again going to be sitting comfortably here.
Yep. Actually, we saw a synchronized real-world manipulation earlier at the bottom lane. So those phosphors are really aware that it's very crucial on securing that turret. And what's nice actually for TNC is that they're able to defend the turrets that Smart Omega wants to destroy against them. But I kind of feel like they have to do something like forcing Omega to commit errors on this game. But we look at the gold actually, even the item, we could see Ninjakill already with the Blade of Despair. Again, for TNC, they need that synergy, they need that effectiveness in terms of how they will use their skills. So now that their movement is probably going for that switch in terms of laning, Ninjakill will be on the top lane. They have to capitalize Karam's ultimate for this turtle objective.
All right, now they're actually going to go ahead and contest this third turtle here. Black Dragon form being committed by Kram. Ben Thing's also going to be on the hunt here. Finds the way of the dragon on the right target. Renzio does fall, but Ryzen secures another turtle. 3 for 3 for game number 2 here.
Yeah, and even up top, Kelra just split pushing, opening up the map even more here for Omega. And yeah, we talked about it. This will be a hard retribution battle. Oh, Ninjakill might get cut off!
That was close.
Very close, very close.
Yeah, actually, I was thinking earlier what's missing, what's lacking here for the TNC squad. From the previous games that they won against the Giants of the season, what's lacking is their minion wave management. Oh,
Well,
wait.
They're going to find the way of the dragon here.
Wow, Mikko.
Nobody, though, able to capitalize on it. That Terrify was just too much. Ben Things, you know, you got to give it to him. He's trying to find these moments to allow the team to capitalize on. But unfortunately, the counter punch is always there from Smart Omega.
Yeah, we saw that 3-man wild charge actually from Mikko. And if we go back again, I'm not sure if you will guys have noticed this, but from the TNC before, as to why they've managed to win in long games is because they're able to clear all the minions as much as possible. And it's very unusual that they are aware that there's an objective, but at the same time they're leaving other lanes for other players of the enemy team.
Yeah, and it's a very obvious thing. It's a tendency of Omega to actually do that, where if they have a read in the situation, most likely Kelra is in the opposite lane, just opening up the map and still farming. So TNC right now, it seems like with how it looks, Omega just look more prepared for TNC. Ben Things finds a kick though.
Ben Things going to go in with a flashy play, finds Stone. Big pickup there for now. TNC looking to make a play around it. They might focus on this tier 1 in the mid lane, but the rest of the members of Smart Omega making their way here. Going to keep them from doing that. Ryzen using that heavy spin, going to push them back. Lord going to be up now, spawning. And everybody getting in position and place. Stone will be up in just a couple seconds. So TNC finding a little bit of hope here, but are they enough? Is it enough to contest this Lord?
By the way, take note that Ryzen doesn't have the heavy spin for this Lord objective, as to why TNC is on the lead in terms of the positioning.
All right, they're going to push it. Ben Thing's going to go ahead and kick Ryzen out of there. King Kong secures the Lord. Ben Thing's sacrificing there. He does fall, but this is a big play for TNC to get things swinging in their favor. They just got to hold on to the full force of Smart Omega here. Full 5-man. They're going to push them back off the tier 1. Grab what they can. TNC not committing anything just yet.
Very good call actually for TNC. Again, we've mentioned that Ryzen doesn't have the heavy spin during that moment, as the way they really forced that Lord, and at the same time Ben Things was on a nice position to be the bait, to be the sacrifice for TNC. Now that Omega is aware that TNC has a Lord, Ben Things isn't there, they traded instead for the mid lane during that moment just to be able to at least have the upper hand in terms of the buff area of TNC.
Yeah.
Now, Bentings has the immortality. We saw the kick earlier, and that could be the winning key for TNC. With this Lord, they really have to capitalize on this. Even King Kong is, as much as possible, buying time, giving space to the other players of TNC for them to be able to keep up on those objective taking.
Another thing I'd also want to see more from TNC to continue this is, other than bend things, going for more high-profile, risky plays that can convert it to something big. Cram's timing with the dragons and the entries. If he can keep that up, well, TNC have all the right tools to solidify this lead even further and maybe even potentially force a game 3. That snipe doesn't hurt fully yet, but that's a warning shot from TNC that, hey, our Beatrix is starting to get there.
Yeah, buy some time, buy some items here across the board for TNC. Really, we haven't seen Ninja Killer have to do too much. There's a big item pickup, getting that Malefic Reward. So, those shots, those warning shots are going to convert to a lot more, right? If you can bring someone down to 1/3 of their HP, then that's a huge advantage that you can have for TNC. And like you mentioned, the fact that they're pushing Omega back in some situations, some scenarios, shows sign of fight, shows sign of basically hope for TNC. They just got to make sure they control it and don't get split up here.
Okay.
Because look at Ryzen. That's what he's going to do. Huge wild charge comes through too. The final slash now. Ryzen on the hunt for Ninja Killer. Can't escape as he falls. And it's just a disaster here. TNC still on the run. It's King Kong and Goyo left alive. But Omega coming out with a sandwich play of a lifetime.
My goodness, Omega, what a read. TNC took a bite of the Omega sandwich and were poisoned.
It's as if Smart Omega was aware that there are players of TNC at that moment.
Yeah.
Maybe the grass moved at that time. That's why someone is here.
That's a different kind of game sense.
Yeah. Different kind of game sense, yes. But the Smart Omega, they've been doing really well. And the moment that we heard the conceal, everyone's just moving towards the position of TNC, and TNC wasn't prepared for that. No stun or anything. Even if Petrify isn't available during that moment, as to why we see this positioning of Omega on this Lord objective.
Yeah, they actually can still contest it, so it looks like they want to do that. Ben Things, though, going to be in trouble. Look at the damage coming out from kelra. Stone grabs the kill. They're down one member here. King Kong still looks like he wants to contest it if he can. Ryzen holding the Lord there. Might get a little reset here. Stone in the mid lane, though. They put the pressure in. Mikko comes in, finds Ninja Killer, and they're still going. Goyo, though, with a nice setup there. Stone waiting patiently. Still going to push them down. Cram in trouble getting locked down. Look at kelra, though, pushing into the base.
There's
he
another
has
minion
all the
wave.
damage he needs to. Minions now there.
Okay.
A good distraction, and they get that mid inhibitor turret as well. TNC still scraping to stay alive in the series.
Well, we've mentioned earlier that all the lanes are playing independently.
Oh, yeah.
On the early game. It still is.
That was it.
Up until this very moment as to why I was actually confused as to why Stone was in front of the players of TNC at that moment. It is to give space for kelra, and a very nice clearing of minion wave management rather for Smart Omega. Even on the position. Wait.
Okay. What a set that was.
Wow.
I don't even think kelra was expecting Ben
Someone
Things to
there.
be there with King Kong. So they at least take out kelra. They buy some more time. They've got to deal with this Lord, though.
A lot of time.
And run back to the base here for the defense.
Yeah. Who would have thought that there is going to be someone there?
Yeah, that's a hell of a call, and I have a strong feeling that was a Ben Things play.
Yeah.
Not in terms of who executed, but who called it. The fact that no one would expect a team this far behind to send their roamer and their high damage dealing jungler that far back to just try and get a pick off onto the enemy marksman. And because of that play, a huge gambit by TNC, it was played very well that Omega's Lord was pretty much amounted to nothing, and TNC hold on even more.
Yep, and at that moment, it's a warning sign as well for Omega that they have to be mindful of every brushes right now on the terrain. And wait,
again.
Here comes the conceal again. Okay.
All right, they commit a little bit of resources both sides for that, right? The conceal is going to be down here. But essentially, what TNC did, and with that call, you know, most likely coming out from Ben Things, hey, they bought more time, and that's exactly what they need, you know, in this game.
It could have been the winning push for Smart Omega at the time, and the most crucial part of that is it was Kelra who was targeted. Again, for Kelra, he has to be mindful of those brushes. This Ben Things and the rest of TNC who's fully aware of the potential or possible rotation that I will do, knowing that this is towards the late game, and right now, for TNC, they're just waiting the perfect timing, the perfect Jeet Kune Do, because King Kong is at 303. It means that Omega isn't really focusing on bringing down King Kong. But at the same time, if you add up the damages that King Kong can bring, and as much as possible Goyo has, by the way, Goyo is the highest in terms of total damage, so they really have to dictate, knowing that more on the face making is Eve.
Yeah, they have the damage, but what we mentioned earlier about the minion wave management of Omega is still biting TNC right now, despite them, alongside the fact that they only have one base turret left. Like, Omega has smart sims right now, strong, independent minions marching all across the map, and the minion wave management that TNC now has to do is what's keeping them on their side of the river.
Yeah, look at that. Every minion flow is really leaning towards Omega's side. So before this Lord objective, of course, Omega will be the first one to be positioned, knowing that the players of TNC still has to clear the minion wave. There might be split pushes as well that they have to consider, because it was an almost split push player, backdoor play for Kelra earlier.
All right, Ben Things trying to get some vision here. Great stopping there. Pressure from Renzio. So Ben Things was thinking, hey, maybe we can set something up, but they're a little bit too late, so now they just got to go and defend again. They're holding down to that one inhibitor turret top side. This is going to be crucial to see if TNC has bought themselves enough time to actually have another successful defense here.
Speaking of defense, if we look at the lineup actually of TNC, the only hero that is efficient in terms of clearing of minion wave is going to be Ninja Killa with the use of the ultimates. So you're not really going to use your real world manipulation just to clear and defend the Lord. So Ben Things has to set up something, or even Cram. That Petrify, Dragon Form Petrify play, they need it now.
And they get it though as Omega. The threat too strong right now. TNC, they have so much to handle.
All right, they got to deal with this Lord here. It got one hit off. Bringing about a fourth off. That crystal cram, though.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. He was trying to buy some time. Didn't even have to use, didn't get a chance to use the Petrify there. Just still, again, trying to extend this game further, but he's going to be out here for the count. Now Omega could look to end the game. It's only going to take one initiation. Renzio going to take quite a bit of damage. There's the wild charge coming through. That's the crystal going down as Smart Omega sweeps TNC.
A sign of the cross there from Mikko. A little bit of a thanks to the grace above.